After multiplying side into side, whatever the value I'm going to get, that is stored inside area. How I can able to interchange my values? Is it possible to interchange directly? No. Flowchart is nothing but the pictorial or graphical representation of algorithm. I cannot write pi directly. So what I will do? I'm going to write the constant value. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I'm Revati, Faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Today we are on the 4th session of 5th chapter, and the chapter name here is Problem Solving Methodology. In my today's session, at the beginning, I'm going to deal with areas of a square. That means I'm going to write an algorithm for how to find the area of a square. Along with that, I'm going to draw the flowchart. At the same time, I'm going to discuss how to swap two numbers. That means at the beginning, I'm going to write an algorithm for swapping two numbers. At the same time, I'm going to draw the flowchart. Then I'm going to write the algorithm to calculate area as well as circumferences. Along with that, I'm going to draw the flowchart, and at the end, I'm going to find the largest of two numbers. That means at the beginning, I'm going to write an algorithm to find the largest of two numbers. Then I'm going to write the flowchart for the same. Moving further, before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what I had discussed in my previous session. In my previous session, I started with the advantages of algorithm. That means we had discussion regarding what are the advantages of algorithm. Along with that, we had discussion regarding the disadvantages of algorithm. Then we had discussion regarding analysis of algorithm. That means here we are going to have time complexity as well as space complexity. When I say it is space complexity, just remember that we are going to concentrate on memory. Then we had discussion regarding what is flowchart. Now tell me, what is flowchart? Here flowchart is nothing but the pictorial representation of algorithm. Then we had discussion regarding the types of flowchart, that is program flowchart as well as system flowchart. Then we had discussion regarding the importance of flowchart. That means why we required flowchart while writing program. Then we had discussion regarding some of the symbols used in our flowchart. Moving on to today's session, at the beginning, I'm going to have the program or problem to find the area of a square. Now what I want to do here, I want to write the solution for this problem. Now what is my problem here? That is, I want to find the area of square. So what is the formula is used to find the area of a square? That is a square. Now tell me, what is a square? That is area into area. So this is my solution. Now I want to convert this solution into algorithm. So what is algorithm here? Here algorithm is nothing but the step-by-step procedure used to solve the problem. So these are the step-by-step procedure, or it is nothing but the step-by-step sequence of instruction. What kind of instruction it is? Finite sequence of instruction is used to solve the well-defined problem. So at the beginning, what I'm going to have? I'm going to start my algorithm. That is the reason I'm going to use the word start. This is my first step. After that, what I want to read? I want to read the sides. Then what I will do? I'm going to read the side. So that is nothing but the area. That means I want to read the areas of my square. So that is my input to this algorithm. So what I want to read? I want to read the 4 sides. So what is input? Here it is side. Then what I want to find? Here I want to find area. So how I can able to find? That is side equal to side. So here a square is nothing but the side square. So here area equal to side into side, because I cannot directly write side square. So instead of that, what I will do? I'm going to write side into side. That indicates that it is side square. Then what I want to calculate here? I want to calculate the area. So how I can able to calculate? That is side into side. After that, what I'm going to do? I'm going to display the output. And where the output is stored here? With this variable. What is the variable name here? That is area. So here I'm going to display the output area, and I'm going to terminate my algorithm. So I'm going to use stop keyword. So this is the actual procedure, or this is the step-by-step finite sequence of instruction is used to solve the well-defined problem. So this is my finite sequence of steps. Moving further, now I'm going to convert my algorithms into flowchart. That means at the beginning, whatever the problem I'm going to have, first I'm going to write the algorithm. Once I done with algorithm, what is my next step? That is, I'm going to write the flowchart. Once I done with flowchart, what is my next step? That is implementation. That means I'm going to write the code for particular problem by using any programming language. So these are the symbols used to represent flowchart. So here vowels are used to represent start or stop. So here I'm going to write start inside the vowel. Then I'm going to have parallelogram. Now tell me why I'm going to use this symbol parallelogram. So here the symbol parallelogram is mainly used to display the output. Along with that, it is mainly used to indicate the input. So here I'm going to read the input. What kind of input? That is, I'm going to read side. After that, what is my next procedure? I'm going to find the area. So what is the formula I'm going to have? That is side square. So I cannot directly write side square because computer cannot able to understand side square. So what I will do? Instead of that, I'm going to write side into side. So inside rectangle box, I'm going to write my calculation part. So what is the calculation part I'm going to have? That is, I'm going to multiply side into side, and the result is stored in another variable called area. Now area holds the value that is side into side. That means after multiplying side into side, whatever the value I'm going to get, that is stored inside area. Now what I want to do? I want to display the output. Once again, to display my output, I'm going to use parallelogram. And at the end, to stop my algorithm or program, I'm going to use vowel once again. So here I'm going to use vowel in order to indicate this is the termination point or this is the stop point. So what are the symbols I'm going to use here? First, I'm going to have vowel that is mainly used to indicate starting point. Then I'm going to have parallelogram. So why I'm going to use parallelogram? In order to indicate input as well as output. Then I'm going to have rectangle. Now tell me why I'm going to use rectangle here. That is mainly used to perform my calculation or all the processing. So it is calculation. Then once again I'm going to use parallelogram in order to print my output, and at the end once again I'm going to use vowel in order to stop my algorithm. Moving further, I'm going to have another example, that is design an flowchart and an algorithm to find swap two numbers. That means according to my problem, what is the problem here I'm going to have? I'm going to have two numbers and I want to swap these numbers each other. For example, consider that A holds 20 and B holds 30. Now what I want to do? I want to interchange both the values. That means here A holds 30 and B holds 20. That means I want to interchange both variable values together. That means I want to interchange both the values together. So how I can able to interchange my values? Is it possible to interchange directly? No. Because when I'm going to interchange these values directly, one variable is going to lose his content. So what I will do? I'm going to take another variable help. With the help of another variable, I can able to interchange my values. So what variable I'm going to take here? That is temp. Now I'm going to take another temporary variable. What is the variable name? That is temp. Now what I will do? I'm going to assign a value to temp. Now A is empty. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to assign B's value to A. Now B is empty. Now what I will do? I'm going to assign B equal to temp. This is the way I can able to interchange my value. Consider the example here. So what is the value of A here? 20. Initially temp holds 20. So where this 20 is stored? Inside the variable A. Now A is free. So what I will do? I'm going to assign the value of B. What is the value of B here? That is 30. Now B is empty. So what I will do? I'm going to assign temp value. That means what is the value of temp now? That is 20. Now B is 20. So this is the way I can able to interchange both the values. That means with the help of temporary variable, I can able to swap my value. Here swapping is nothing but the interchanging two values. So at the beginning, I'm going to write the algorithm. Later, I'm going to convert these algorithms into my flowchart. So at the beginning, what I'm going to have, what is my first step here? That is, I want to start my algorithm. Now tell me what is my next step. What I want to do here, I want to read two numbers. What are the numbers? I want to read two numbers. So what is my input here? That is A and B. After reading input, what I want to do here? I want to interchange both the values. So how? That is nothing but my calculation or processing part. So what I will do? I'm going to take one dummy variable or temporary variable. And what is the name of the variable here? It is temp. Then I'm going to assign a value to temp. Then once again, now A is empty. Now what I will do? I'm going to assign B value to A. Now B is empty. Now what I'm going to do here? I'm going to assign temp value to B. So this is the way I can able to swap two numbers each other. Then at the end, what I'm going to do? That means after swapping two numbers, what I want to do? I want to display the output. That means after swapping what is A holds and what is B holds. So that is output. Now I'm going to display output A, B, and I'm going to stop my algorithm with the help of stop or exit or end. Moving further, now I have algorithm, but what I want to do? I want to convert my algorithms into flowchart. How I can able to convert? So see how many symbols we are going to have. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Consider this one. How many steps I have? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Suppose if I have 5 steps, then I have 5 symbols. Suppose if I'm going to have 6 steps, then I'm going to have 6 symbols. But according to this example, I'm going to have only 5 steps. For that reason, I'm going to have only 5 symbols. So at the beginning, what is my first step? That means I'm going to start my program or algorithm. So what I will do? I'm going to use inside vowel, I'm going to write start word. Then what is my next step? That means I'm going to read two input, that is A and B. That is written inside the parallelogram. So this is the symbol used to represent input. Then I want to perform my calculation. What kind of calculation here? That is, I'm going to interchange both the values. So I'm going to use rectangle box and I'm going to write all the calculation part inside the rectangle. Then what I want to do? I want to display my output. That should be written inside the parallelogram, and at the end I'm going to terminate my program. So this is the way I can able to construct or draw the flowchart. Moving further, I'm going to have another example, that is design an algorithm to find the area and circumference of circle. That means I want to design an algorithm, at the same time I want to write the flowchart for this algorithm. So what is my problem here? That is, I want to find the area as well as circumference of circle. So what is the formula I'm going to have here? That is area equal to 3.14159. What is this? This is my pi value. Then r square. That means to find the area, I'm going to have the formula, that is pi r square. Then how I can able to find the circumferences? But here once again I'm going to have the formula, that is c into 2 pi r. This is the formula. Now I want to convert this formula into algorithm. So before that, tell me what is R here? That is radius. Now, where I'm going to get this radius? That means I want to input radius. That means this is the input for this algorithm. So, then what is pi? Here, I cannot directly write pi. Instead of that, I'm going to write the actual value of pi. Now, what is the value of pi? That is 3.14159. Instead of writing this one, I'm going to make round figure. That is 3.142. Now, once again, I'm going to have circumferences. How I'm going to calculate? That is 2 into pi value into radius. This is the way I can able to find the algorithm as well as circumferences. Now I have problem along with the solution. Now I want to convert this problem into algorithm. How I can able to convert it? Once again, I'm going to start my algorithm with the help of start keyword. So that is the first step. Then what I want to do? I want to read the input where I can able to read from the keyboard. So what is my next step here? That is step 2 is read input. What input? That is radius. Then after reading input, what I want to find out or what is my calculation step? That is I want to find the area as well as circumferences. So to find the area, I have algorithm. What is the algorithm I have? That is pi r square. But here I cannot write pi directly. So what I will do? I'm going to write the constant value. So here what is the constant value for pi? That is 3.142. And I want to multiply radius twice because it is pi r square. I cannot write r square directly because the computer cannot able to understand r square. So what I will do? I'm going to write radius into radius. Then what is my next step? I want to find the circumferences of circle. So how I can able to find out? Once again, I have predefined formula that is 2 into pi into r. So I'm going to write 2 as it is. Once again, I'm going to write the constant value for pi. Along with that, I'm going to multiply radius. Then after calculating all the areas as well as circumferences, what I want to do? I want to display my output. So that is the fourth step. That means I'm going to display output, that is area as well as circumferences. Then I'm going to stop my algorithm. These are the finite sequence of instruction used to solve well-defined problem. Moving further, I'm going to construct the flowchart for this algorithm. So this is the flowchart. So what is flowchart here? Here flowchart is nothing but the pictorial or graphical representation of algorithm. In our algorithm, we got all the solution. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to convert my algorithm into flowchart. So here, what is flowchart? Here flowchart is nothing but the pictorial representation of algorithm. So what are the steps I used in my algorithm? Same step I'm going to copy in my flowchart, but the only difference here is this is the pictorial or graphical representation of algorithm. So at the beginning, what is my first step? That is start. Then what is my next step? That is I'm going to read the input. What kind of input? That is radius. To represent input, I'm going to use parallelogram. And I'm going to perform certain calculation. That is, I'm going to find the area as well as circumferences. That should be written inside the rectangle box, because these rectangle box are mainly used to perform calculation, or is mainly used to represent processing. So I'm going to find the area as well as circumferences. After finding area as well as circumferences, what is my next step? That is, I want to display my output. To display my output, what I will do? Once again, I'm going to use the parallelogram. And at the end, I want to terminate my algorithm. For that reason, I'm going to use stop. To represent stop, once again, I'm going to use vowel. Moving further, I'm going to have another example algorithm, that is, design an algorithm to find the larger of two numbers. So what is my problem here? I want to find the larger of two numbers. That means initially I want to read two numbers. For example, say it is 25 and 40. Now what I want to do? I want to find the largest of these two numbers. Which is the larger number here? That is 40. So what is my output? That is 40. So here 40 is my larger value. Now I have problem and solution. Now what I want to do? I want to convert this solution into my algorithm. So at the beginning, what I will do? I'm going to start my algorithm. For that reason, I'm going to have step 1 and I'm going to start my algorithm. Then what is my next step? I'm going to read the input. From where? From the keyboard. So what are the different input? That is two different input, say A and B. Now after reading two input, what I want to perform? I want to compare both the values, because I want to find the largest or larger of two numbers. So I'm going to compare two numbers. So this is my condition. That means I'm going to compare A value with B. Then if A is greater, then I'm going to display A as it is. Else, what's the next option I'm going to have? B is greater. According to the example, what is A here? 25. Greater than 40. Is it true? It is false. If it is false, I'm going to have second half. That is, I'm going to display output B. So at the beginning, I'm going to have condition. I'm going to check both the values. If A is true, I'm going to have first half. That means I'm going to display output A. Suppose if this condition is false, what I will do? I'm going to display next half. That is, I'm going to display output B, and I'm going to end my if condition. Then at the end, I'm going to stop my algorithm. So here, to check my condition, I'm going to use if condition. Anyway, dear student, we are going to study in depth about what is if else condition in my future classes. So this is the way you can able to represent the algorithm. Moving further, now I have algorithm, but what I want to do? I want to convert my algorithm into pictorial notation. So this is my pictorial notation. At the beginning, what I had first statement, that is start. After that, what is my next step? That is, I want to read two values. And what kind of value here? A and B. After that, what I want to do? I want to compare A value with the B value. That means, for example, say A holds 40 and B holds 20. So here I'm going to have the condition that should be written by using rhombus. So here rhombus symbol is mainly used to check the condition as well as branching. So here I'm going to check is A greater than B. So what is the value of A here? That is 40 greater than 20. It is true. When it is true, what I want to do? I want to display A's value. So when my condition is true, I'm going to display A value. So that is output A. And I'm going to terminate my flowchart or my program. And another case, if here A is 20 and B is 40, then what's going to happen? That is here A is 20, 20 greater than 40. Is it true? No, it is false. If the condition is false, what I will do? I'm going to use false condition. That means I'm going to print B value because the condition is false, so it won't execute first half. What it will do? It is going to jump to second half. So that is my false statement and I'm going to display B value. And at the end, I'm going to stop my flowchart. So dear student, just remember that in our today's class at the beginning, we started writing an algorithm. After writing algorithm, what is my next step? I want to convert my algorithm into flowchart because algorithm gives finite sequence of instruction, that is step by step instruction to solve the problem. So here algorithm gives the finite sequence of instruction that is used to solve particular problem. Once I done with algorithm, what I want to do? I want to convert my algorithm into flowchart. So here, what is flowchart? Here flowchart is nothing but the pictorial or graphical or diagrammatic representation of flowchart. So dear student, in my next session, I'm going to deal with some more information about problem solving methodology. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.